Did the Raiders resort to a coin flip to determine their first round pick, or is it all BS? Does Josh Jacobs owe the Raider fans a proper goodbye speech? Let's talk about it. Raider Nation, it's your boy Chris will protect the shield. I'm here with the lovely Spicy Raider girl. Welcome to Spicy Shield Talk. Make sure you guys light that torch, subscribe to both channels, Protect the Shield and For Life, Our Raider Story. What's going on, Spicy? How are you? You're on mute. But I know you were saying something very, very enlightening.
What's good, everybody? I know. There's some off-season rumors and drama going on. I mean,
yeah, it's a
be
lot.
An off-season with some fun rumors and drama, right?
Of course. You know how we do. The Raiders always got to make the noise. Somehow, some way. Because that's just what we do. But as I said, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to both channels, and as usual, we got a drinking game today.
Ooh, what is it?
I think the drinking game is going to be coin flip. Whenever someone says coin flip, we're going to drink.
What kind of flip?
Coin flip.
Coin flip. Good evening, everyone.
Shout out Mother Moon in the background. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm doing well. Just last week we were saying, it's been a calm preseason. There's no rumors. Everything's going smoothly.
Off-season.
But off-season, here we go.
Oh, yeah. That's how we do it. That is how we do it. So just a couple things, man, that, is going on. A lot of people are talking about this coin flip. Like, why am I saying coin flip? A lot of people are wondering. So we have the guy, the DB from Alabama, Terrion Arnold. He actually, got drafted by the Lions, and he was somebody that we really had a lot of. We were watching him. I know AP was out at his pro day, and a lot of fans wanted him. So, but he actually was on a podcast, and he was kind of talking about what happened after the draft. Apparently, Coach AP gave him a call. And I will let him say what he heard on that call.
You have with Brad Holmes and with Dan Campbell and with that organization?
I went on a visit there, and honestly, they told me, they said, you're one of those guys we have to trade up to get, but our paths may cross, and we don't think we'll be able to get you. And my agent, Nicole, she did a very great job of just, she actually texted him that following morning and said, hey, it's a heavy O-line receiver, quarterback heavy offensive draft class, man. Y'all might have a chance. And then just from going back and talking to them, they knew that the Raiders, it was a possibility that they took me, and actually the Raiders coach, they called me after the draft. And they were like, we actually had a coin toss between you and Brock Bowers and landed on him. I was like, oh wow. And then after the Raiders passed, they said, okay, we got to get up there before Jacksonville.
So want to know what you guys, and in fact, before I even get started, the chat, I'm sorry for not even addressing the chat, man. Salute to everybody that's already in here, but I definitely want to know what you guys think about this. So shout out to Mother Moon, got Raider Paul in the building, got Ray Love in the building, appreciate it. Got Dixon Cider, man, shout out to you, man, appreciate you coming through.
You think that's really him?
That's Big Bubba. Lonnie Thumbs, man, appreciate you coming through. Got my boy Leo, Raiders, appreciate it. Yes, the nice hat, man. Thank you, Leo, for giving me the hat.
Bring that Oakland Raiders.
For sure. Let's see, got my guy OJ Raider in the building. Said, what's up, PTS, Spicy Mother Moon. Let's see, got my boy Tony in the building. Says salute to Spicy and Anna. So appreciate that. Let's see, my man Dixon Cider. He said, I don't think it was an actual coin flip. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Let's see any other. Let's see who all we got. Got my boy Cool Kev in the building, man. Appreciate Cool Kev shouting out, man. Spicy, man. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, kind of like what Dixon said. I personally, we know it wasn't a real coin flip, but I really think that was just their way of saying, hey, we were high on you. We just, kind of went with Arnold. So, and even today in the presser, Champ Kelly, he actually kind of addressed it because someone asked a question like if it was really true. So this is what Champ Kelly said at the bottom. He said, "I can't confirm that there was," like referring to an actual coin flip. So, Raider fans, calm down. I know you guys hear stuff and go wild. So there wasn't a true coin flip.
Oh, come on now.
I know it would have been kind of funny if there really was and they actually like showed it. That would be funny.
The way that it seems like he believed, like like he took that.
Yeah.
But when I hear it sounds like, hey man, it was a toss up between you and the other guy. We could have went either way. We needed to assess our needs, and we thought, yeah, we need a corner, but we really gonna go for the best player available. So I think that's more what
Right.
AP meant. If he even called him, I mean, why are you even calling? He doesn't need an explanation. Who even knows?
Right.
Because even this Champ Kelly, I can't confirm that. Dude, just say no. That's not how it went down.
Right.
Like you kind of leave it up to speculation. Then, he
when
can't
you say
confirm
that
it.
exactly.
But you know what I mean? So yeah, I think AP probably said, "Hey man, it could have went either way," basically. But that guy, it seemed like the way he delivered it, he believed it. Like in his mind, there was an actual coin flip. He was like, "Oh wow,"
kind of what I take from it was I think he was probably going to be our number one guy that we were going to get. It's just no one expected Brock Bowers to be there at our pick. So it was one of those things. It was like it's too good to pass up. Yeah, but honestly, I bet that he probably thought he was going to end up being a Raider, to be quite honest. So, and AP, probably how he is, he seems like a guy that stands on his word. So maybe he just kind of doubled back and
maybe
and
that's
gave him a
why
call.
he called up. And like Anthony says here, just say nah, bruh.
Right, just say nah.
Like
for sure,
I
for
can't
sure.
confirm that. Like that's I don't know. That answer just seems a little weird. Like it leads one to believe like, oh well, maybe it did happen.
It does.
He doesn't know. He's not
right.
He's unsure.
But he did. I mean, he did kind of. After that, he did say that everyone in the room was pretty much all in for Bowers. But still, it's just one of those things. Like, just say no. Just say no. We got the guy that we wanted, and leave it at that. So
It's
but
just really,
shout out to
really
Anthony, man.
Unbelievable, right? It's for
for
me, like it's not even something that I can believe. And I know people believed it, but that he believed it. I believe he believed it.
I know for sure. Hey, just like just like Tony said, he said I think it was more of a figure of speech for sure.
100%.
But it definitely got everybody going. So I thought that was definitely funny for him to say that for sure. But that's definitely interesting to see stuff like that and just how our fan base kind of takes it to the next level. But speaking of our fan base, our lovely fan base, I love our fans, especially the Shield Squad. I love the Shield Squad. I really love you guys, but I can't lie, Spice. And I know we talk about it all the time. Some of our fans drive me nuts, insane. And I know a lot of them are probably about to get on me right now when I talk about this. But I want to talk about this whole Josh Jacobs versus our fans, apparently. Like, why does our fans get so, like, hurt and sensitive when it comes to certain things? As we know, there was some tweets that kind of were going back and forth. Me personally, I have no issue with what Josh Jacobs said. So what are your thoughts? Like, I mean, basically it's it seems like the fans think that they're owed a goodbye speech from this guy. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you're asking me, yeah, or the chat?
Yeah, asking you. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm Team Jacobs all the way. I don't understand why fans are attacking him. Oh, because I maybe I missed something, but I didn't see him leave in a disrespectful way. If anything, I kind of saw it more as the Raiders disrespecting him a little bit, or if you don't like that verbiage, not respecting his talent and not
Right.
wanting to pay him what he's worth. And yeah, he feels some sort of way about that. He probably could have expressed himself. If he did, I didn't see it. So
Right.
he went away. He didn't, like you said, he didn't have a goodbye speech. He doesn't owe anyone a goodbye speech. And it's interesting too how we like pick and choose which players to get on and which players to put on pedestals, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's plenty of players. I didn't hear. Did you hear a goodbye from Renfro? Did you hear a goodbye from
Right.
Waller? I mean,
Right.
I didn't. Hey, how did Carr exit? Did you get a goodbye from him? Like he exited in the most classless way by not showing up to the last two games.
Yeah.
So it confuses me on how we want some things from players and we don't expect some of that from others. And Josh Jacobs, like I said, unless I missed something, I didn't see that he left in any sort of disrespectful way.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And just like kind of speaking of Carr, like yeah, he did do like his little speech or whatever. But kind of like what Jacobs kind of gets to is like he said, forget a fake farewell, because Carr wasn't happy when he left. He was mad, but he typed up something, to be able to, say he did it. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know, man. I just hate the fact that we always feel like we're owed something. So I don't know. It kind of
I mean, the list can go on and on over players that have left and not said
right,
anything.
right, for sure, for
But let's
sure.
go back and talk about how Mark Davis left us. Not really.
That's true
said
too.
Anything to say? He's like,
Nah,
nah.
not. I've been through this before.
So shout out to Anthony. He said, "I've been hearing this talk, but don't." To what, Anthony? I got you. So basically, the way it started was Jacobs. He just made a post on his Twitter. He just said, "I'm good where I'm at. Only time will tell. Sit back and enjoy the show." Then, of course, the Raider fans are coming in. Most salty Raiders player ever. SMH. Then he said, "Salty Hal, y'all the ones that bring the stuff up every day." He said, "Just move on." And then
Yeah.
this guy said, you could have left with a bit more professionalism or class. We love having you. You're a dog. Just not sure why you took the deal you did to play elsewhere and not even post a message thanking anyone. Just doesn't make sense. You were a fan favorite and now you're tripping.
Thanking
So-
who? Who do you want him to thank? An employer that basically fired him and said you're not worth? Or I mean, does the fans think that everyone that leaves, owes them a personal thank you? I don't know. I just don't get it.
Yeah. No, I agree. And for me, like this part that it just doesn't make sense. You're a fan favorite and now you're tripping. And again, I know a lot of people love Jacobs, but I have to say, like, I felt like, because I've always supported him, and I felt like I've always been in the minority, because when he wanted more money, everyone kept telling me how much he was replaceable. Even now, they're like, hey, oh, we don't need him. A running back by committee. Running back grows on tree. Like I hear that every single day. To the point where it's almost felt like the fans didn't like Jacobs. Like they are, oh, he's always hurt or this and that. Like it got to the point where they were. I mean, he was still a Raider. This was during the time he was still a Raider, and a lot of our fans were just really going at him for that. And I don't know. I just didn't understand it. It never sat well with me.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, so what really got everybody going was this part of the tweet where basically his response to that was he said, "F a fake ass goodbye. It ain't no hate to the Raiders. They made a decision. They made a business decision, and so did I. It's simple. Move on." And that's how it should be. Like both parties, did what's best for them. There should be no bad blood. And I don't know, man.
The only thing I'll fault Jacobs for is even getting into this pettiness with
Right.
these people.
Right.
honestly. And then this next guy, says fake. That's how you feel about the Raider fans. He didn't
Right.
say that.
That's what I'm
He didn't
saying.
even
That
come close to saying that. All he said was, "I'm not going to sit here and give a fake goodbye, thank you to the Raiders organization or anything." He didn't call anyone fake. He didn't even call the Raiders fake, actually.
right. Nah, it's
Clearly,
crazy.
I will say this: Josh Jacobs seems clearly upset with the Raiders' decision. He seems a little disappointed, and it's like he probably didn't have anything nice to say because he wanted to stay a Raider, and so he decided not to say anything at all. That's how I'm
Exactly.
interpreting this.
He bowed out gracefully. He went on. He's with another team. Like I just don't understand why our fans are still under his tweets. Just I don't know. It just seems like my thing. Give all that energy that we're giving. Give it to our current running backs. Give Zamir White. All the attention. Shout him out. Be under his Twitter and give him love. Don't waste your energy on a former player. I don't know, man. It just
Well,
our
and it's
fans sometimes.
well, you can't even get into it with people because, like I said, that response had nothing to do with what he said. You can't even argue with that because they're just
Right.
going to take his words and twist them and say whatever they're going to say anyway.
Right.
So
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I
Raider
didn't-
Travis in the building, man. What's going on, Raider Travis? Shouting out Mother Moon. Let's see, got my boy Raider Nation Jason in the building. He says salute Chris Spicy. Appreciate you coming through. I appreciate everybody. Got my boy Turf in the building, man. What's going on, Turf, man? Hope all's well with you, my friends. But yeah, so I don't know, man. That Jacobs versus fans thing, it gets on my nerves. So, to each his own, I guess. But, I gotta
I have to
Okay.
admit, I like Jacobs. I have really nothing bad to say about him. I actually have nothing bad to say about him at all. However, he's not a Raider anymore.
Right.
I don't even follow him anymore.
Right. Right.
So I
Like
didn't even know about that tweet because I don't follow him. Like somebody said here in the chat, I'm focused on the Raiders. I'm focused on the new running backs. I'm focused on this roster. That we have a full roster now with new draftees, new free agents picked up, a new quarterback room. Those are the things I'm focused on. Again,
Exactly.
nothing against Josh Jacobs, but you're not a Raider anymore. It's like unfollow. Let me focus on the guys that are on my team that I care about.
Right, right. And shout out to my boy Rudy, man. Me and Rudy, we kind of always go into this. So he says, "Screw that punk, done and over with. I'm glad he got the bag. Just don't come back." But see, there we go. I thought it was once a Raider, always. Like the fans confuse me, man. The fans confuse me. I just don't get it. I mean, the guy, I don't know, man. I don't know. He I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. But one thing I want to ask you, Spice, are you
Yes.
gonna lose sleep about training camp going back to Cali? What's your thoughts on that? Because I guess was it official today that it's gonna happen, or official yesterday that they said it was gonna happen?
I think it was official today that they voted for the Raiders. That they want to accept the Raiders in Costa Mesa. Yeah, unanimously, 7-0. Here's the thing: I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I don't really have an emotion, happy or mad. I just don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. This is the 5th season being in Vegas, brand new state of the art facility, spent a ton of money on it. They knew what they were getting into coming, to Vegas and into exactly. And sorry, that's my train of thought. But yeah, so they knew what they were getting into. So yeah, I guess I just don't understand why again, besides the heat that you knew about, why would you go spend money in Costa Mesa in someone else's leftover training facility and then have to make huge improvements and spend a lot of money to be able to make it even NFL football ready, So
Yeah.
they have to pay rent, $165,000.
Yeah.
600,000 in improvements, and I just again to them it's probably pennies, but I just don't understand how that's even a good financial decision to spend upwards of $750,000 to go play in a lesser a less nice, I guess you can say, facility than stay in the state of the art facility that they already have. And I get it. Heat is an issue. They have to wake up early and practice.
Hmm.
Um, if they want to bond, they could stay at the M Resort, which is right near the training facility, which they stay in the night before games
Yeah.
anyway. So they don't have to move to a different state to have a bonding experience and go spend a bunch of money and be in a situation where the facilities aren't as good. When the Raiders have lobbied for having better facilities for decades, really.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. Um, yeah. To be honest, like
I mean, yeah, yeah, and let's see. I love to respond to some of the chat, what they have to say.
yeah. Let's
But I'm just
see.
wondering why Costa Mesa. I know other teams go there as well, but why not take it back to Napa?
Yeah.
Where it was.
Yeah.
Because everybody loved the Napa. Like I know, just listening to what players used to say about there, like that was something that they absolutely loved.
And again,
So
I
I
know
don't.
I know other teams. I forget exactly who. The Saints, the Cowboys, now the Raiders. Obviously, is that it?
Dallas used to go back over there
Right, the
too.
Cowboys.
Hmm.
So yeah, I get that. Thinking Raiders going to Cali to get away from Vegas distractions. Again, that doesn't make sense to me either. They live here year round. They're going to be here during games. And what distraction does California not have that Vegas? What, there's no women there. There's no booze there.
Right.
Like, then now they're away from their families, so they could, it'd be easier to kind of go do their own thing. They're not have to be accountable to go home every night. So, I mean, I get it. I understand that there are these different thought processes. It doesn't make sense to me. And I
Right.
kind of wish that this, even though it would be one of those answers that if the Raiders did give an answer, not that they have to, they don't owe us an explanation. But even if they did give one of those answers, I'd be like, okay, well, that doesn't make sense to me.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. To me, I really don't. Either way, it doesn't really move the needle for me just 'cause I live so far. But um, I was just curious, just what someone that lives in California, kind of what you guys think, if you even really care, or if it's like a
I
big
mean,
deal. So
I guess if we're gonna get into like the emotional aspect of it, um, I never really saw the Raiders put any sort of money into making LA or Oakland better, unless I missed it. You know, I didn't really see a huge contribution to the local school districts there, if any. Donation to outdoor weight training equipment to Costa Mesa High School. I mean, this they're just throwing in stuff so that they can go there. But again, I didn't see them do any of those sorts of things in LA or Oakland. So I don't know. It just to me, I'm like, where's this coming from? That's kind of where I am.
yeah, yeah. I was just curious because it's like I said, it seems to be a big topic
This this
and
this comment though, I don't think is I don't think that's why they're doing it. Quite honestly, I don't think the Raiders really make any decisions based on fans.
the fans.
Yeah, I don't think they're going there to make LA Raiders fans happy personally.
Yeah, yeah,
They
And
might
yeah, and
want
if
to bring them back. Oh, they got a taste back of them practicing. Maybe they'll come to Las Vegas. Maybe they're reaching.
yeah, that's what I say. They could be pandering as well. They could be pandering to a new fan base. They could be trying to maybe steal some of the fans that are out there that were Chargers fans, maybe Rams fans or something, because I'm sure people will disagree with me, but the fan base in Las Vegas hasn't really translated like it has when they played in California in either city.
yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what comes of that. See if, especially for the
So
people that went.
we don't
Did
know
it,
what
it
we're talking about. Exactly. We're speculating. We don't have answers. You tell me the answer. If you know the answer, you tell me.
right, right. He said you don't know what you're. Gotta love it. Gotta
Well,
love
we're
it.
trying to figure it out. I know the facts of their lead of their moving to do the trading camp in Costa Mesa. I know the facts that I told you about what they're donating and what it's going to cost. So in that aspect, I do know what I'm talking about. We're speculating as to the reasoning why, but apparently Mimo knows. And school me, tell me why.
Right.
I'm curious. I think
So
we're all curious.
Yeah, Raider Nation JC said, I think it's a plot for money. Moving to Cali will promote more travelers from Cali to
I
Las
think that's
Vegas.
too. I think that's a big part of it. Like I kind of just said, that's my speculation as well.
Yeah. Let's see. So Raider Mania, he said, so I wish it was open to all fans, not just season ticket holders who
So
sell their.
I did
Yes.
read that actually, and maybe it's a rumor. I did read that that they are going to have open practices, that they're not necessarily going to give season ticket holders the tickets. I don't know if that's true or not, but keep a lookout. Maybe you'll be able to
Yeah, for sure. For
attend.
sure. See, and Raider Nation, he said
Raider
networking,
Travis
giving people a
just
tease
wants
before,
to do it.
for sure. Let's see. Will this help the community of Costa Mesa and pander some fans? We don't know. We don't know. Scotty Waddy, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. He said, I saw a post, don't know if it's true, that said they need permission to practice in other teams' territory, and the Cowboys were grandfathered in as an exception. That's interesting.
Right. Well,
That's
yeah, and
interesting.
they got the permission, right? Obviously, because it was
Right.
approved.
Right. So let's see. So Mimo said the weather is really nice at that
Yeah, and
time.
again, that's one of the things we said. That's one of the things we considered, the weather.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For
Practice
sure.
all day, all evening. Not like here.
Right.
No, I
right.
mean that part
Las
makes
Vegas.
sense. I mean, listen, they had if everyone went to training camp or saw, they had huge like refrigerators, size refrigerators, so the players can go in and cool off during training. And we know they had to start at really really early hours, you know,
Right.
to beat the heat. So yeah,
Right.
I mean, I get all those aspects. It it is what it is.
Okay, Raiders 07. Salute to you, man. He said the Texans were trying to get that Costa Mesa spot also. That's interesting. That's interesting too. I didn't know
So, and
that.
that's probably why the Raiders started throwing in incentives.
Yeah,
And I'm
the
sure the
extra
Texans
stuff.
did too. I don't know what anybody lobbied for, but that's probably why they're like, hey, we'll donate the $10,000. We'll donate the weight training system. We'll donate a new mobile recreation van for programs.
Right.
100 tickets for local students to attend an NFL game in Southern California. That's interesting because it actually doesn't say a Raiders game in Southern.
I got that.
So now they're like giving 100 tickets to local students to attend maybe
Whichever.
a Rams game or Chargers game. I'm assuming because it just says an NFL game in Southern California. Maybe the Raiders will be in town that game. I don't know. It just doesn't
Right.
say that. So
Right. Shout out to Rick. He said missed the Napa spring training with the exception of Antonio Brown showing up in a hot air balloon. Oh, that was wild. That was wild. Shout out. So, I don't know if you guys realize, but like the rookie mini camp is getting ready to start in 2 days. I didn't realize it was this close. So get a chance to see a lot of the rookies do their thing. I'm excited, just to kind of see what some of the guys do, out there. I mean, of course they're just gonna be in shorts and stuff, but would love to see some new videos of passes being thrown to Brock Bowers and things like that. So I'm excited. Any thoughts on the mini camp coming up, Spice?
yeah, I'm just excited to see these guys in action. I'm sure they're excited to get out there. Like you said, they're just kind of going to be running through things.
Right.
But
Right.
it'll be good for them just to kind of get a taste of it. I don't expect a lot from it.
Yeah. So Rudy said over 20 rookies attending that camp. Yeah, so that's going to be good. And plus it's good. It's just good to see some of those guys that didn't get drafted, see what some of those guys can do. They're going to be working their tail off. They know it's an uphill battle to make the team. So, guys are going to be out, trying to look the best they can, try to understand what's going on. So, I'm excited about that. I'm excited. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yep. We'll see.
So I
Coin
know
flip.
we did. So I know we did talk about like the Champ Kelly. He had the Champ Kelly presser. So there wasn't too much to take out of it, to be quite honest. But one thing that I did like, just kind of listening to him talk, just the way he talked about Tom Telesco. One thing that, and I kind of got it from Telesco's first press conference, but it seems like Tom Telesco doesn't come in trying to rule with iron fist. Like he's very collaborative. Like he understood that when he came in, he didn't come in with his own necessarily thoughts and only those thoughts. Like he listened to the scouting department because these guys have been scouting since last year on this draft class. So he could have came in and like, oh no, this is how I want to do things. X, Y. Like he really like collaborated with um, Champ Kelly and his team. So that really stood out to me. Um, so I don't know. Is there anything that caught your attention on that?
I was excited, or it was refreshing to hear him kind of speak on, Tom Telesco came in and had to hear what we had to say, what the college coaching staff had to say, and the research that they've done, and let them give their insight. And the reason why I found that really refreshing, almost relieving, is because I feel like it seems the past several years, going back to Gruden came in and was like, I want draft picks, and he wanted his.
Oh yeah,
Same thing with McDaniels. He wanted to build his team, and all coaches do. I get it, but they wanted to really be able to make these decisions. And I know we're
right.
talking about the coaches and not GM. And these two, examples.
Hmm.
But it's nice to have him come in and say, "Hey, I want to actually collaborate with this team, this team meaning the scouting team that already has a direction and has a vision. Hear them out, and then kind of see their plan through with his own thoughts as well." So it
Right.
seemed like it was a nice sort of coming together of minds, of brilliant minds who really focus on these players. So I liked it.
Yeah. No, I agree. And plus, it seems like one thing I always wondered was like, was he going to be kind of salty that he didn't get the job? So,
Mm,
I wanted to kind of see like I wanted to see his mannerisms, just kind of how he was acting,
mhm.
and just the things that he was saying. He honestly, he kept it real. He was saying, there was some tough times, but you could tell that he still loves the Raiders. He loves the direction that we're moving on. All that. So I really think because I'm not gonna lie, like I was thinking like, oh well, he might kind of check out, in a way. He might just check out mentally. But you could tell just by how this draft went, everybody kind of seemed like they were on the same page. That's kind of what I got out of it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna circle back to that a little bit, but
Yeah.
also I just want to mention to the chat here, like I said, I read somewhere that the training camp will be kind of an open practice, and maybe it won't be for just for the PSL holders. However, I'm a PSL holder. I'm most likely not going to be going to Costa Mesa to attend these training camps. So if that does happen, maybe we'll do some sort of raffle or giveaway or something to members of the show, of the channel, of our channels who want to potentially enter to, we'll see. We'll kind of cross that bridge when we get to it. But if it comes down to it, maybe we'll help you guys out as viewers to be able to attend if you're in the area.
That's a great
Oh,
idea.
sweet. Yeah, I think
Not
that's
Thanks.
real
even a coin
awesome.
flip. It's a solid.
It's not even a coin flip.
Not even a coin flip. Speaking of, almost done with my drink already. See my man Rudy.
No, but I did really I want to comment, just to circle back. I did want to
Yeah.
comment on the salty thing with Champ.
Yep.
He held him. He did. He might have been disappointed, but he didn't seem salty at all. He
Right.
he he was very professional. He was very positive. He was very encouraging, and you know, really, he was interim, and almost no interim is it's very rare. I feel that they become the permanent. And at least they gave him his job back, right? Or I don't know how to word it. They said, "Hey, you're still an asset to this team. We just still
Right.
appreciate everything you've done and will do for this team." So they didn't just let him go and say, "Oh, we replaced you and now you're fired."
Yeah.
They go, "Hey, let's you can still be part of this team and go back to the role that you had." So
Yeah.
maybe he was just like, "Okay, I'm happy with that. That's cool. That's what there's not demotion."
Yeah, and
No, I
maybe
mean,
also that it was, he was given that temporary position in hopes to go back to what he was comfortable with or what he wanted to, continue as his career.
Yeah.
So
And maybe he's still he doesn't
it's
have as much experience, so maybe he is happy with
yeah,
still gaining experience and working with somebody like Tom Telesco.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, he has experience, kind of, working in personnel and stuff. But I imagine that Tom probably, I mean, he probably really leaned on him quite a bit, just because Tom came kind of so late in the game. So,
Mhm.
again, you get someone that has that much experience doing a job. I mean, Champ can only learn from him. He can only get better. And again, I think Telesco, people always want to try to talk about that Chargers, team, but at the end of the day, he built that team very well. Now, if the coach couldn't have got them together, and their coaching sucked, and all that stuff, they always got injured. And I think someone had a good comment just regarding it. I think it was yeah, Rudy. So, he said, I remember people were stressing on Tom Telesco. They thought he was a trash GM, but I knew the talent that he brought the Chargers, and it failed due to poor coaching, strength, and exactly. So, a
Yeah.
lot of the star players kept getting injured and stuff like that. But he put a great team on paper over there. And then people always talk about some of the contracts, and why they're in the financial ruins that they're in
He
now.
had nothing to do with that. That was Spanos.
Yeah,
Spanos was in charge of contracting and the cap over at the Chargers. So
Chargers. Yep.
that Telesco had nothing to do with that.
And plus, I mean, and even if he did, I'm sure he had some say. But like when you have a team that is like ready to win now, like you're going to swing the bat, like you're going to swing for the home run, and because you only got a small window,
Yeah.
until you kind of got to shake it up again. So sometimes you're going to spend some extra money on a high cost Eagles, or I'm sorry, a high cost free agent. The Eagles
Yeah,
are doing it now.
I want to make kind of a point to that. I don't know if anyone's ever had a chance to read Amy Trask's book, which is I recommend it if you haven't. Check
She's a
it out.
beast.
But
Yep.
she talks about that a little bit. She talks about how decisions are made sometimes when your job is on the line. You make decisions for short term,
For
not
right
long
now.
term.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I thought that was a good point, and we definitely with Telesco, I feel like we're seeing him make long term decisions. He's
Yep.
not trying to make these quick fix decisions.
Right. And honestly, I think that was kind of what I was going to be afraid of with the whole Telesco and AP dynamic, because I know AP just wants to do a very good job, and he probably wants to win now, because as a coach, you don't know how long you really got. So,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
Well,
Mark
no,
kind of
because even though they have contracts, they could dissolve them at any whenever they want.
anytime.
The contracts are kind of mean nothing
Right. And
in
especially
terms of keeping
Raiders.
your job.
Yeah,
Right.
especially with Raiders, like we're known to not give coaches a long opportunity anyway. So, sometimes, and I think that's what, we had so many shows about this draft. Everybody wanted us to throw it all in and go get the quarterback. And the thing is, from a coach, the coach loved that idea. You already know AP was probably down for that. But Telesco's like, hold on, let's pump the brakes. Is that going to be what's best for us 5 years from now? Like when
Mhm.
I'm really trying to build this thing up. So, I don't know. I'm rocking with Telesco. I really am. Really am. So I know a lot of people wanted to kind of talk about the free agents. So,
Mhm.
as we, just got done signing two new guys. So we have the offensive tackle. He also played guard. I think Andrews Pete. And then we got the wide receiver, Jalen Guyton. So I must say, the Pete thing, he's played some good ball in the past. We needed to, shore up the offensive line. With him, he gives us flexibility. He's played left guard, a lot of snaps at left guard, played left tackle. We know he's not going to play left tackle for us because we got Colton. So we have some options with him. We can try to move him to the right side, right tackle. That switch from left tackle to right tackle is not as easy as what people think. I think a lot of people play these video games, play Madden, and think you can just switch people like that. Like you gotta, you gotta almost unlearn everything that you've learned, when you're doing things the opposite way, stepping with the
Right.
opposite foot, punching with the opposite, it's harder than what it seems. So
Yeah, it's what
I'm
it
not
takes.
sure if he can become a right tackle, maybe. But we'll see. If he can, I think that could be a good move for us.
Yeah,
What's
no,
your
those are great. Those are great points, actually. I mean, so much of this, all of this, is muscle memory.
Yep.
And I know some people will say, oh well, they're professionals, they should be able to blah 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 blah, but it's like, yeah, they can probably still do it. They can probably still do it well. Can they
Yeah.
do it at their best? Probably not right away. It's probably going to
Right.
take some adjustment. I mean, they don't practice these sort of swim moves and sets for
Yeah.
nothing every day, because obviously it takes practice even when you're
Right.
great at it, right?
Right. No, that's true. Because even when we first got Colton Miller, because I think it was Colton Miller, because we drafted Colton and we bumped Donald Penn over to the right side. And I think he had some right tackle experience maybe earlier in his career, but most of his time I think was at left tackle. And even him, it took him, a little while to become, a pretty decent right tackle, because it's not just like plug and play. Like you really have to, you know, um, work on that technique. So again, I hope that he's okay, and I hope he can make it, because I would love to. At the end of the day, it's all about competition. We have Thayer Mumford. We have Dylan Wagner. We have some guys that really can come in here and compete. So anything that's going to make these guys, compete at their highest level and bring their A game every day in practice, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm with you. And chat, what do you think about? I think the roster is are we full, or are we one short shy of being full? I know we're very close to being full. What do we think of the current roster, and who the Raiders are working with? I think they're at 90, right? Are they at 90 now?
Yeah, I think they're real close. They're real close. I think yeah, I'd have to look up where we're at. I know we were probably around like 88, 89. So yeah, we may be almost at that limit. Um, but yeah, chat. What do you guys think? I mean, are you guys ready to go into camp with the current roster? Is there anybody that you guys would like to see us get? Me personally, I would like to see another corner, a corner with some experience to kind of help develop some of the young guys. We got a lot of young corners, so let's see what the Xavier Howard. So yeah, a lot of people are talking about Howard, the corner. He definitely. I think he still has a little bit left in him. Let's see, Dixon. He said, yeah, Gilmore. To me, I'm all for Gilmore, because I still think he has some, another few seasons where he can play at a good level, especially with our defensive line, because you're not going to have to cover someone for so long. So let's see what else. Leo, he said we need a vet corner, so he like Gilmore, Howard, or Jackson. And Jackson's actually played with Patrick Graham's scheme before, so maybe that could be good. Shout out SoCal Sal. He said, I think we'll go after a vet corner. Yeah, so everybody's saying a vet corner.
Yeah. Okay, so there is one spot left. That's what I thought.
Okay, one spot. Okay. Yeah. So so it'll be interesting to see. And the thing is, like a lot of those the thing is, a lot of those older vets, they're not so anxious of signing early. If they're a free agent and they don't have to go through the training camp, they won't. But you do want to see them be able to get in time to learn the defense and
Yeah.
be in shape. So that'll be interesting. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy with where the Raiders stand, to be honest.
Yep.
I think they've done. Oh, huh. Yeah. To his point, I was just going to say something similar to that. I think they've done a good job of kind of piecing things together with free agency and draft, and filling these holes here and there. And again, I think this is a long-term plan. They're trying to get they're not. It doesn't seem like they're trying to get everything at once.
Yeah.
They're really this is a long-term plan for the Raiders. I think their vision is to really make a push 2 to 3 years from now. It was interesting. I thought Champ Kelly kind of dodged the question on the quarterback room because I believe the question, if we're looking for what's missing, I think the elephant in the room, and we always talk about it, is the quarterback, right? we're
Yeah.
still we're still very much on the fence. And Champ Kelly was asked specifically, do you like the quarterback room, or do you think that's something that still needs to be like upgraded, or something to that effect? And he pretty much dodged the question. He said, well, we know what AOC can do because we saw what he did last year, and I'm paraphrasing all of this, of course, and we know what Minshew can do because he took his team to the playoffs. And he goes, of course, we have, the four guys in the room. And he left it at that. He didn't
Yeah.
really say, yes, I'm happy with what is in that room, nor did he say we need to go get somebody. So I thought that was very vague. And then he also said, which I've said for a while now, where I think it's going to be a competition for the job between the two. And it's not really AOC's job to lose. And I felt like, unless I'm just hearing it in my own mind this way, that he kind of said that as well, Champ, that is. He said it's going to be a great competition between these two guys.
Yeah.
And competition's going to make them better. And he kind of elaborated a little bit about that. But I thought that was interesting because he didn't really go with the narrative of it's AOC's job to lose. He said it's going to be a great competition between these two guys, which is how I kind of thought it was always going to be.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And honestly, that's what we want. We want it to be a competition, but
Is it a competition or is it a coin flip?
is it a coin flip? I'm almost out.
Coin flip, AOC or Minshew.
I'm keeping y'all on track.
See I don't know, man. I know a lot of people don't agree with me. I truly think I think Gardner's gonna win it, man. This is Gardner's first chance of really going into camp with an opportunity to really compete for a starting position, a starting role. I don't know, man. And again, whoever wins the battle, and I'm supporting either or, but I don't know, man.
I don't
ALC.
know. Oh,
no, go ahead.
I was gonna respond if you want to put Papa T's comment up there. He said AOC didn't win the job. He was given the job based on Jimmy G's injury and contract. I disagree with that a little bit because he was put in because of Jimmy G's injury. However, Jimmy G came back after only really missing a couple games. He was healthy enough to play the rest of the season. And
Yeah.
AP said that AOC gives the Raiders the best chance of winning. So to me, I hear AOC did win the job over Jimmy G because Jimmy G was healthy towards the last
Yeah.
5 games he could have played.
Yep. No, he could have played. He definitely could have came in that Vikings game, but
Right.
we're not even going to talk about that. No, but you're right. I think to be honest, I think that AP chose AOC just to kind of ignite the fan base, and also kind of just shake things up, just on the team anyway. Because I think if you hear any of the talk about like what happened in that players only, or no, it wasn't a players only, but it was like that big meeting they had where like stuff got real. I'm not sure what was all said, but I imagine, players probably maybe stopped believing in Jimmy. I don't know, but AP seemed to be like one of those guys that's definitely tuned into the players and kind of the morale and things like that. So he may have heard other players may have been done with Jimmy and wanted to give AOC a shot. So I think he just did that to kind of fire everyone up. But I can't say that AOC just really just kind of like beat out Jimmy like from a production standpoint, which I mean, it's not fair because he's a rookie, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I just had a little difference of I saw it a little differently, Papa T.
Yeah, no, but that's I can see why he says that, but yeah, no, I agree. Let's see, Dodgers, everything, man. Appreciate you coming through. He said, don't think we're gonna make any moves till after June 1st. Yeah, when we get that money.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well,
for sure.
what's the official date for Jimmy G? Was it the 2nd or the 9th? What was the official date to get Jimmy G's money back?
Yeah, I think it's June 1st, I believe.
Have it. Oh, June 2nd.
June 2nd. Okay.
June 2nd.
Yeah, so that's when we'll get
So
that.
they're probably going to make some moves after that, I would imagine, because they get 24 million bucks back from the Jimmy G contract on June 2nd.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the right thing to do. And honestly, I don't understand why we don't go after that money that we're paying Chandler Jones. Like all that, conduct detrimental to the team. Like we should be able to get some of that money back. But I don't know. I think Mark Davis he's probably just not going to fight that battle. But I swear we should be able to get some of that back.
Let's respond to Raider Teasy, and maybe I'm not fully understanding what he's saying here. He
Let's
says,
see.
how did he not win the spot when he said he was the best option for us to win, and immediately the offense looked. So I was saying, I think that's what I was saying. Did I not say that clearly? Or maybe he's responding to the chat.
Maybe, or maybe me, because I was saying I'm not sure if he really can. Which I mean, I get what you're saying, but I think it's as a collective because the offense, the style of offense changed. I think that what's his name, Hardigray, the offensive coordinator, he opened things up a lot more. He was doing stuff that we wanted McDaniels to do, but McDaniels was such, with his ego, wanted to do things his way. Wasn't using tight ends like we thought he would use. The play calling got real conservative. So I don't know. It was a lot of stuff. Whereas when Bo came, he opened up the offense a little bit more, and we never got a chance to see Jimmy, play under Bo's abbreviated system. So I don't know. But I mean, I can see why someone say he didn't or he won the spot, but I don't know. I think the move was more made just to get a spark in the locker room. That's just me personally.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see. Jonathan Studios, appreciate you coming through. He said, didn't AP say that Aiden O'Connell starting in 2004 was the last option and wanted a long-term solution, not a Band-Aid? Yeah, I know what you're talking about because it was in, I don't know if it was a presser. He did say something. He said something like, worst case scenario, we still have Aiden type thing. So I know what you're talking about. So it was I don't know, but then he kind of switched it up and said, the starting position got to go through Aiden too. So see, Double D, he said Chandler Jones had medical issues that would be super hard to fight. See, I don't know,
What is
man.
that in reference to? What did I? Sorry.
So when I was saying that we should go after the money that Chandler Jones got for conduct,
I see.
So I mean medical or not, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on it. I don't know. The stuff that he was saying, like he was going overboard, man. Like calling people pedophiles and all that, and having something to do with a guy that committed suicide for the Patriots and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. Yeah, like he was talking crazy. Like
that's right, and those are pretty wild accusations for having.
That's what I'm saying.
They're very irresponsible accusations to make without any real anything to.
Right, and again, I know he's going through some medical things, so maybe that does cover him, or or maybe Davis just really cares about him, just is more focused on him getting his help that he needs. But I don't know, man. That was wild. I want his money back, and I want Ruggs' money back, and I want Arnett's money back, all of them.
I mean, this is a whole new conversation, but on some, if you terminate your position due to the behavior of a Ruggs or an Arnett, for sure, I think there should be something in the contract saying that.
Right.
I agree with you there. And Papa T, yes, $24 million back to the Raiders on June 2nd for the Jimmy G contract.
Yeah. So yeah, that for sure. So that's gonna be that'll help. Let's see. Leo said AB money back. Well, I think we got AB's money back though, because I think he was gonna get that guaranteed money, but then he messed up somehow, so we were able to get that money back. But yeah, so
D say he's blaming McDaniels for the entire quarterback room going up in flames.
he said McDummy ruined Carr's career, Jimmy's career, and almost O'Connell's career. Oh man, I I can't believe I was fighting hard for that dude, man. I was fighting hard for McDaniels. I was. I think honestly it was just like I'm tired of just firing coaches. It was more of that. It was more of
Yeah,
that than anything.
it was
Like
more the inconsistency and why kind of let it ride it out through the season because here comes more inconsistency.
yeah,
And,
for sure.
and McDaniels was just in an unfortunate situation because of what happened with Gruden, and I mean, it just snowball. It was a snowball effect, but whatever. They're in the
Right.
past. Let's move forward, and hopefully we're on the right track now.
For sure, for sure. Water under the bridge. He said, Double D said Jimmy should have gotten one more chance under AP. I agree too,
I
but
agree with that.
whatever.
I actually would have put Jimmy back in once he was healthy and came back, especially with the money they were paying him. You know, I would have as well.
For sure,
And
for sure.
I certainly would. We're not gonna talk. Never mind. I don't talk about it.
About to go down a rabbit hole. Shout out to Angelo, man. He said, shout out to Protect the Shield podcast, Chris and Spicy for the great content. Thank you, man, for coming through. He said, and also the discipline to not mention the Tom Brady roast because that's been a big subject everywhere.
Now you brought it up.
Hey, I like the roast. Did you watch it?
I did. Since he brought it up, I would just I'm not going to talk about it, but I would just like to say that I wish they would have given Charles Woodson 60 seconds.
I
Because they gave
know.
60 seconds to a bunch of randoms. And with
Yeah.
the history, with the Tuck rule and everything, they didn't give him that platform. And Charles Woodson was there. They cut to him, I think, only once.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to see that. The only thing I can say is maybe the reason they didn't. Tom Brady did say like he wants to buy the Raiders and he didn't want to bash on the NFL too much. So maybe he also didn't want to speak on the Raiders in that type of thing. Maybe people don't know about it. Maybe people forgot about it. Maybe it's a sensitive subject and he wants his bid to be part owner. So
Right.
he didn't want to go against it. That's the only thing I can think of because I would have loved to see how funny would that have been, Charles Woodson talking about the Tuck rule of all
Oh
things.
man. Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the most iconic plays in the history of the NFL.
And plus, like he knew him as a little scrawny college kid, because they went to the same college. So he probably could have gave some funny stories of the Michigan days when he was all clumsy and all that stuff. So yeah, that was a big miss there. But I think overall it was hilarious. Honestly, I was surprised there was so many Hernandez jokes. I can't lie. That surprised me.
I lost count at 6.
Yeah, I'm like, sheesh.
Yeah.
They were going in.
So transplant, we almost made it. We had 2 minutes. We had what? 3 minutes? We almost made it through.
Yeah, we were about to go the whole show without mentioning it, but no, it was good though. I definitely think it was good. But Spice,
yes, tell me.
About to say, what all you got going on with your shows? What do you got coming up?
Yeah, thank you for asking. We are actually probably going to have a bye week next week. So circle back the week after, and then we'll be back with all of our content. We might do a prediction show sometime next week. I know it got changed, or we speculated that it was going to be tomorrow, Thursday. Now it's going to be the next Wednesday, the 15th. Wednesday. So maybe the days after we'll do some sort of prediction show. So look out for that, and then we'll carry on into next week with our regular scheduled programming. Monday, check us out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. on 4 Live, Our Raider Story.
Absolutely. And myself, so I have my Fan Talk Friday on Friday, as you guys know. And then Sunday, I'm not gonna be on that show, but I know my guy's still gonna do it because it's Mother's Day. But then next Wednesday, I'm actually gonna do a schedule release show with the syndicate, man. So we're gonna do something there for that. So definitely tap in if you guys want to hear our thoughts and stuff on the schedule. So it's gonna be fun. As Raider Travis says, once the schedule comes out, he's gonna say 17-0. I'm sure Omar's gonna say that. Me and Spicy are more realists. I think Mother Moon's a realist too.
Yeah.
So,
but I know And I think I know they're kidding when they say that. I mean, 17-0.
Yeah,
But yeah,
no,
would definitely talk about it. But yes, please light that torch, hit that like button if you haven't already. Remember to subscribe to both channels if you aren't. While we're on for the last few minutes, if you're watching Protect the Shield, hop over to 4Life. Light that torch on our channel. If you're watching the 4Life channel, hop on over to Protect the Shield. Light the torch on that channel. You know, we want to share the love here. We appreciate all of you for watching.
absolutely. And as Tony says, he says
Thank you.
Spicy's Monday Madness has been too funny. That is a hell of a show. You and Scotty Waddy are tearing it up over there, man. So you guys are
yeah.
you
Join
guys
us
are
Monday
killing it.
night. Monday Night Madness. Like I said, we're taking a bye week next week, but Monday Night Madness is a show for all of you. If you want to appear on camera, if you want to call in on all the hot takes,
It gets wild, y'all. It gets wild.
it gets wild. It's very unpredictable. It's very unpredictable. And all of you are the stars of the show, so come join us.
For sure, for sure. Well, Spicy, you know what time it is? Want to take us on out?
Coin flip time. Oh no. That was our drinking game. Cheers to all with that. Take us out.
All right. You know, Raider Nation, we go out one way and only one way.
Raiders. Peace. See you guys next week.